And then you had a debate that you probably never had participated in, at least in terms of format, a British-style debate where you teamed up with Peter Williams from, I think, Oxford.
Damaris Trust.
From Damaris Trust, and then two other atheists. But the audience, you said, could get involved.
Yes.
Now, how did that go?
This was wild, Frank. This was a debate at the Cambridge Union, which is the oldest debating society in the world at Cambridge University. And it was British parliamentary-style debate, such as you see in the House of Commons. So when you walk into the debating chamber, there are rows of maroon leather benches facing each other and ascending toward the walls. And then around the walls is a 360-degree gallery where people can sit. And you sit down in the well and speak to the crowd all around you. And it was, I think, the most enjoyable experience I have, as a public speaker, have ever had, because it was so unusual. The two opening speakers first spoke for the House. We were the House.
Okay.
The House believes that God is not a delusion. And then the opposition spoke. And then it was thrown open to the audience, and just anybody could get up and speak and say anything.
Was Richard Dawkins there?
No.
No?
But the level of sophistication was comparable. I mean, students would get up and say things like, if God created everything, then who created God? And then they'd all applaud, as though this were some sort of a significant point. And it became very clear that we were debating in front of a crowd that had only a sort of village atheist understanding of these issues.
So Dawkins was there.
Well, yeah, through his influence. So the amount of applause for the other team, the kinds of speeches that were given from the floor, you could just feel the momentum turning against us as the sort of emotional tide in the room was going that way. And I thought, boy, we're in big trouble here. And I couldn't give a full speech until the closing argument. After everybody spoke, then I got up and I gave the closing argument for the House. And then Arif Ahmed gave the closing argument for the opposition. And I had a prepared ending to the speech where I tried to explain to the audience all that our opponents needed to do in the last speech to prove that God is a delusion, how we had given good arguments for God that hadn't been refuted that night, and then talked about the students' vote, because the way they finish out the debate that evening is the students exit through one of two doorways. Above one doorway it says ayes, and the other one says noes. And if you go through the aye doorway, you're voting for the House. If you exit through the other one, you're voting for the opposition. And they count the votes by when people exit. And then afterwards, in the student bar upstairs, they announce the result. And so I explained to the students, if you believe that God is a delusion, belief in God is a delusion, then you are saying that all of your believing friends and professors are literally irrational, that they are delusional, not simply that God doesn't exist, but that they are literally irrational and delusional. And are you really that judgmental? Is that the kind of person you want to be? And I said, if you're respectful of the opinions of others, tolerant of a diversity of opinion on difficult questions, and open-minded, then you'll walk through the door marked I, and challenge them to do that. And in the end, when we went upstairs, I mean, we had no idea how this was going to go. The girl came upstairs and she rang this bell in the student bar to get the attention of people. And she said, "We have a house divided." And she then announced the vote. And it turned out that Peter Williams and I had won by just 14 votes in this very secular audience. So it was very exciting.
Richard Dawkins was seen on video going through the no door several times.